So as you can see from the title of this video is a school Q&A, because I know most people are going back to school this week. I come back tomorrow, or next week lots of people are starting back at school or college. So get yourself a drink. I've got mine in my new Chewigem Ambassador mug, which I got for Christmas from Chewigem, which was lovely, because this might be a long video. So, as usual, I'll start with Instagram for questions. So, we have CNI Daria 2 says, are you allowed to have fidget toys in class? I am. Well, I've never been told I can or never been told I can't. It's on my pupil passport for SEN. So, yeah, as long as I'm not distracting with them, I think. I use a Tangle usually. So, we have User Squid says, are you able to listen to music if you have a meltdown in school? I listen to music in learning support, which is where I spend an hour a day. So one of my lessons a day I spend in there usually, if I want to, or sometimes I don't use it. I'm not allowed to listen to music in class. Some teachers probably would let me if I wanted to, but, you know. Authentic Autistic says, are you treated equally for having some difficulties/differences? I would say yes. I'm not held back from doing anything. I don't do PE, but that's my own choice. I'm not doing my French speaking exam, but that's my own choice. So I'm not held back. If anything, they help me out more. And he also says, how do you motivate yourself in the morning of the first day back? Honestly, I don't know. I'm dreading that tomorrow. I just throw myself into it and see what happens. I don't know really. Go to sleep early the night before. Make sure you keep your routine that you usually have for school. Drink lots of water, prepare your bag the night before so you know everything is prepared and in place. And if there's anything in particular that you're too anxious to do, for me it was drama and activities, are the teachers okay with you not doing it? As I said, I'm not doing my French speaking GCSE because I'm not comfortable doing that and I struggle, which they've put in special requests to the exam board from, so hopefully that will go through. And I don't do PE because that was too much for me. It took a lot of fighting for, but CamH backed me up and now I can be stress free. Autism and Anxiety said, do you stim in class, and if so, how do others respond to it? I use fidget toys and everyone kind of used to that now. I'm known as the kid with the weird gadgets. I chew sometimes depending on the class and the people and the teacher. Most people are fine with that. Sometimes I get asked questions but I don't really mind. I do the old rock. No one really mentions it. I bounce my leg, which lots of people do anyway, so that doesn't look weird. Tap. Anything really. Yeah, I stim in class, not many people mind. Colour Skull 77 said, is the school helpful and or understanding of your needs? Yes, we are quite a good school on autism. They have a special unit. I'm not allowed to use it though, which is a bit controversial because I'm high functioning, so oh well. But I have access to the Learning Support Centre, which is good. They're really supportive, and as I said, I spend an hour there a day and I can go there anytime I need it. Teachers are really good as well. I think some things could be done better, but oh well. Have you been offered aids, such as an example of a quiet zone, a special contact person, or the opportunity to get more time when writing tests? I do my exams in a different room, in a smaller classroom. I don't have extra time or rest breaks though. I think I'd benefit from rest breaks, but that's my job really to ask. I think they would do it if I asked for it. Quiet zone in learning support, as I said. Special contact person, I don't really have an allocated one. There's a few teachers I would go to if I needed help though, so yeah. PXPER, girl with an X of the I, said, is there any subject that discourages or bores you? French. I hate French. I have to do it though, because it's my GCSE, but I hate French. Sometimes maths can get boring. I think it depends on the subject, in the subject. But no, overall I quite like a lot of my subjects. And do you consider yourself a good student? Yeah, I don't get in trouble, so yeah, I don't really. Yeah, I'm quite good. Jason Stem said, what are some strategies for when you have a meltdown/overload at school? I go for time out in learning support, or I go to my head of house, who can sometimes send me home if I need that. How do you let yourself know/excuse us? How do
How do you let people know / excuse yourself? I have a timeout card which the school gave me when I started, for anxiety mainly, before my diagnosis. I use that, or I can just ask to leave, and the teachers are quite good with that. They don't really need my card, it's just there if I come up with any trouble. And I use my Emoji the Chewigem bangle, which I did a review on, which I can link below. That's very helpful, the teachers know about that. That's also on my SEN passport. Underscore Katie Tugger, I think, Tuffer, I don't know. Are the other students aware that you're autistic? My friends are. I told my friends, and I'm quite open about it, so if it comes up in conversation I mention it, and I'm quite open about it on my Instagram and my social media, because I'm quite an advocate for equality. Not general students don't know, I don't think, no. Yeah. Harriet Granger said, do you have an EHCP and was your school involved with your diagnosis? I don't have one, no. I don't know how you get one or whether I need one. I'm going to sixth form in September, so I don't know whether that still applies or whether I should bother. But they're quite good anyway without one. Yes, they filled in questionnaires for CAMS who diagnosed me. I think my head of house did one. I know they sent them all to him, and I don't know who did it. I think all the teachers had to do an input, I'm not sure. And how did you find the transition to secondary school without knowing about your autism and not having support for it? It was really hard. The school were very on board though, because I had a lot of other things going on which we had to talk to them about. Like my anxiety, they gave me a card and things like that. So they've always been very helpful in that way. So yeah, I was very scared though. I still get scared to go to school, but yeah, I don't really have any advice for that. I'd just say communicate with the school a lot. Have a meeting maybe with Senko or your head of house or year or whatever is responsible for you. And Chloe's _awesome journey said, what advice would you give to someone who is awaiting diagnosis and is severely anxious in school? As I said, this was me this time last year and all those years previous. Advice, I would say, like I said, talk to the school about your anxiety and the fact that you are awaiting your diagnosis. They might put things in place even if you haven't got one. That's what they did for me before I got mine. Use all the strategies you use, whether that's stim toys or ear defenders or music or anything like that. Even if you can't use it in class, use them as much as you can in those breaks that you get between lesson or break and lunchtime and before and after school. Talk to your teachers personally. You don't have to talk to the main leaders of staff if you have specific subjects which are difficult. Talk to that teacher if you can and just let them know, or email them. I know our school's quite good with emails. I tend to email my teachers if there's things that are concerning me more than talk to them face to face, but I don't know your school's policies, so you can always contact me if you have any more questions and want to talk about it in more detail. Just hit me up on Instagram and I'll help you out if I can. And Schnauzer Smiles 123 says, how do you deal with the noise at school? Ear defenders are my saviour. I wear them a lot, and music, I often listen to music, obviously not in class, I don't think they'd let me. They say I'm allowed my ear defenders, but I don't wear them because I'm quite self-conscious, but earplugs are probably a good option. I haven't got any yet. I think Casper's sending me some, but I don't know if they'll work or not. Go to quiet places when you can. Don't go to the busy areas of school if you can avoid them. I always take the quietest route to lessons. I don't go the quickest way through the corridor, I go the outside way. Things like that. So yeah, that's all the questions for Instagram. Now we have some YouTube questions. There aren't many on YouTube this time, so make sure you get some more questions in next month, but this is quite a long video anyway. Hope you're enjoying your hot drink if you got one, or your snack, because I am. Now we move on. So Slim Shady says, do you find it difficult if the school routine changes? Like, for example, you have an unexpected assembly or you have a mufti day, which is when you're in your own clothes. Yes, I find it very difficult. I don't have to go to assemblies if I don't want to. Obviously in year 11 a lot of them are quite important, but whole school assemblies I don't have to go to, or I can stand at the side, because I just find the whole assembly thing scary, and when they are unexpected, which is usually, they're very hard. I struggle a lot with supply teachers, but what they've done now after our meeting is my form tutor every morning tells me what teachers are off, so I can go to learning support if I have a cover teacher for a lesson,
or I can go, it depends. So yeah. And Mufti Day, we often know about them quite in advance, and we don't really have many, but I don't really mind those. Sometimes I do, but we don't have them a lot. I think our head teachers banned them recently, so so anyway, yeah. Isabel Grace said, how did you cope with the loud noises at school, college, etc., and what products help you out when it is loud? As I said, I've mentioned about loud before, which is back there, but obviously with products, ear defenders, headphones, music, stim toys are quite good just to distract you. Daniel Ross said, what happens if you have a meltdown at school? Are they kind? Yes, they are very kind. I had one November in geography. I went out and my teacher helped me a lot and sent me to my head house, and they sent me home, and I got out doing a mock exam that day actually. I did it a few days later because I had a few days off, so they're very good with having time off. And yeah, using learning support is a good point of call, but they usually just send me home if I have one. Harriet G said, how do you deal with your auditory processing issues before diagnosis, and what was the view of your stimming from others before you got diagnosed? Auditory processing issues, I got my ear defenders before because in the process of diagnosis we knew really. I used to just use music. I'm very big into music, so music. Fingers in my ears. I used to sit with my fingers in my ears most of the time. What was the view of your stimming from others before your diagnosis? I don't know, I really just said it was for my anxiety really. Anxiety is a good way to lead in there because lots of people fidget with anxiety. Because that's what they reveal, stim toys and things reveal, reduce anxiety, like stimming does. Because everyone can stim, you know? So, yeah, people didn't really, it hasn't really changed since. I think now it's easier for me to explain if people ask me questions. So yeah, that is all my questions from today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and as I said, thanks for supporting me this year, or last year, and for the year ahead. Hopefully my channel can grow and we can have a bigger community and support each other even more. So please like this video if you did, and comment down below questions for January's Q&A. They can be anything, this isn't going to be a themed one. Anything you like, any questions, fire them this way. Preferably ones that I'm giving advice, not just random ones. But I will answer most of them, if not all of them. I usually answer all of them unless they're weird and inappropriate, so yeah. And subscribe so you don't miss the rest of the videos for the next year, because I have some very exciting things coming up. Exciting work with people, and yeah, hopefully some collabs this year with the rest of the ambassadors maybe, because I know we're meeting up a few times. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. See ya.